Dementia Researcher with a blog and a rating.
How to build resilience and bounce back. In this blog, I'm not going to talk about how to write a great grant application or how to write a paper. There are already dozens of articles on here that talk about that. I'm going to talk about resilience and how to overcome the knockbacks that come from rejection, how the choices you make can make you a more resilient person. To work in research, you need to have the ability to adapt, to manage adversity, tragedy, rejection, stress, and uncertainty. These skills don't just apply to grant applications or paper rejections. They apply to so many elements of your life and work, from the clinician working with people living with dementia day in, day out, the lab researcher who can't quite make the experiment work, or the data scientist frustrated with their code. Of course, being resilient does not mean that you won't experience difficulties, distress, disappointment, or anxiety, but it does mean that you'll have the ability to navigate these stressful situations. When you have the skills and the confidence to confront and work through these problems, you can internalize the message that you are strong and capable, and you can keep going, you can resubmit that paper, you can get the next grant. Dr. Ginsberg, human development expert, proposes that there are 7 integral and interrelated components that make up being resilient: competence, confidence, connection, character, contribution, coping, and control. Now, I'm not entirely sure I buy into these 7 C's, but I definitely can see how some of them have relevance. So let's go through them and add in a few inspirational quotes along the way to emphasize the points. Number 1, competence. Competence is the ability to know how to handle stressful situations effectively. It requires having the skills to face challenges. This isn't something you can teach, it is doing the things you know you need to do. Breathing, getting outside, staying calm, exercise, compartmentalizing. To quote the curious case of Benjamin Button, our lives are defined by opportunities, even the ones we miss. Number 2, confidence. Confidence is the belief in one's own abilities and is rooted in competence. You gain confidence by being able to demonstrate your competence in real situations. One way to gain confidence is by taking opportunities to present your work at big conferences or small, or even just to write a blog and practice, practice, practice. To quote that great Daft Punk song, work it, make it, do it, make us harder, better, faster, stronger. Number 3, connection. If you keep strong ties to colleagues, people living with dementia, and your support network, you're likely to have a stronger sense of security and a sense of belonging. This is an important one for me. If you have a direct line of sight between you and your work and the people that are benefiting from it, it makes it harder to give up. And it's a great reminder of why you're writing that grant application and why you're doing a PhD. If you work in a lab, step outside, do some volunteering, public engagement, create a connection. I promise it is worth it. And to quote Monty Python, if life seems jolly rotten, there's something you've forgotten. Number 4, character. Academics with character enjoy a strong sense of self-worth and confidence. Self-worth and confidence are something that may be at an all-time low when you get a grant rejection, but remember, they're not rejecting you. There are lots of reasons for grant application rejections. Take their feedback, improve, and remember, sometimes it's just that there isn't enough money to go round. The person that got the funding isn't better than you. And to quote Chumbawamba, I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never going to keep me down. Number 5, contribution. If you feel you are personally contributing to the field you work within, you can learn the powerful lesson that the work is better placed because you're in it, doing your work. This ties back to connection. And to quote Drake, sometimes it's the journey that teaches you a lot about your destination. Number 6, coping. Researchers who have a wide repertoire of coping skills, examples, social skills, stress reduction skills, etc., are able to cope more effectively and are better prepared to overcome life's challenges. I won't do the accent, but to quote Rocky Balboa, nobody's gonna hit as hard as life, but it ain't how hard you can hit, it's how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. It's how much you can tape and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Number 7, control. Accepting there are things that you can and can't control make it more likely that you can bounce back from life's challenges. And to quote the Lion King, oh yes, the past can hurt, but you can either run from it or learn from it. So easy, right? No. Perhaps easier said than done, but hey, I have one very practical suggestion. Join the Dementia Researcher WhatsApp community and I promise you'll find a supportive group of people facing the same challenges as you. And even if no one else says this, I'm your biggest fan, I value your contribution, and if I can help, just ask. And my final quote for this blog, Bob Marley, get up, stand up, don't give up the fight.
Thank you for listening. Join the Dementia Research bloggers and share your own views.